Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. So today I'm going to take a look at the Warlock class and give you a little rundown of what it has to offer in the Destiny Alpha. Now do bear in mind, being the Alpha, this is a very small portion of what the game has to offer, and that also extends to the classes. In the full game there will be more subclasses and a lot more skills for you to play around with, but for the time being this is what the Warlock has to offer. Now, starting off, I'm going to show you I'm going to run through the kind of basic moves, so you know, melees, projectiles, other different things like that, and your sort of special move as well. And then for those of you that want to take a look at the skill tree, I'm going to put that at the end of the video. So if you want to take a little bit more of an in-depth look at the class, then stay tuned to the end and you can see all of those in detail. So let's start off with movement. Now, each class has their own variation of a sort of double jump, so to speak. Basically, it's a jump that will allow you to get higher, get the sort of like drop on your enemy, sort of get to a better vantage point, and sort of allow you to traverse the levels in slightly better ways. So obviously if you press X just once, it does your basic jump, but as a Warlock, if you press X a second time after jumping, you will activate Glide, and this allows you to sort of float up into the air, and you can really use this to sort of get the aerial advantage on your enemy, and especially as a Warlock, something we'll get onto in a little bit, but when using your super ability, this is really useful because obviously you can look down on your enemies, throw it down and get a lot of splash damage. So the ability to glide is done by effectively double jumping. Now next up, let's take a look at melee. I like to call this a force push. That's not what it's called. It's actually called the energy drain. As a Warlock, if you punch or you melee an enemy, he will kind of do this sort of what looks like a force push, but with this sort of like purple magic around it, and he will drain the energy from your enemies. And you can use this to reduce the cooldown on your grenade. So it is really handy and definitely worth doing, and obviously if things get up close and personal, then you can do a sort of pretty powerful punch. Now in terms of grenades in the Alpha, if you look at the skill tree, there are actually 3 different grenades. As a Warlock, I've currently only unlocked the first 2. The very first one you start with is the Vortex Grenade. When you throw it down on the ground, it creates a vortex and it continually damages enemies that are trapped inside it. So it is really useful, especially if you're playing this on PvP or you're playing in the Crucible, and you throw it down on the flag, then anyone that's sort of in the vicinity, they also do take quite a bit of damage. Then the second one is the Scatter Grenade, and this one does exactly what it says on the tin. You throw it down and it scatters into various sort of sub-munitions and covers a large area, and it basically does loads of different explosions. So again, really good for dispatching a group. The third one I haven't actually unlocked, so you won't be able to see it here, but if you look at the skill tree at the end, you'll see it's called the Axiom Bolt. Now, every class has their own special move, and the Warlock's is the Nova Bomb. Now, this is done by pressing L1 and R1 together, but when you launch the Nova Bomb, it basically jumps up, goes into third person, and throws down this sort of, well, Nova Bomb. And it hits the ground, explodes into a big radius, and then it destroys anything in the vicinity. These moves are really powerful, and being special moves, they are pretty much a one-hit kill on most things. If you're fighting a captain or a boss, it will do a significant amount of damage, but it will not always be a one-hit kill. But if you're fighting general mobs or players in online citadels, then one of these will be a one-hit kill. Again, if you look at the skill tree at the end, you will see how that Nova Bomb then improves as you go along, but for the time being, that's all you have to see. And then lastly, when you're in the tower, this isn't really kind of a class breakdown, but alas, I'm going to show you anyway. If you want to go and buy Warlock armor, then you go and find your Warlock Vanguard, who is Ikora Ray. You'll find her down in the boardroom with all the other commanders of the Vanguards. From her you can buy your various Warlock related gear and your Vanguard armor later on, and emblems. And that is pretty much it. So I'm now going to switch over to the skill tree so you can take a look at that. But that is the end of the video, and that's my kind of brief breakdown of the Warlock class. So if you want to see the other classes, I've also got breakdowns for the Hunter and the Titan, so be sure to head over to the channel and check that out alongside all the other Destiny coverage. But otherwise, as always, if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, show your support, does really help me out. Obviously don't forget to subscribe if you have not already so you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos, and be sure to stay tuned to the Arekkz Gaming Facebook and Twitter pages for all your updates throughout the week. Lastly, you can add me on various different platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, Wii U, Steam, Twitter, whatever you want. Arekkz is always the ID. Thanks for watching, peace out.
you.